guys, welcome back to another episode of I Am Me with A and I've got the sis that's come through to speak to me on her journey within being an entrepreneur, as well as just her journey in life. So I'm going to get her to give herself an introduction.
Kia ora guys, my name is Meemaa. On social media, I'm known as Miriana, and I have been in the digital space for just over 2 years now, and I am a mum of two and also a nanny to a 1-year-old, and I also work a full-time job while I run my online business as well.
All right, awesome. Let's get started. So tell me, what was the piece of content that drew you into coming into the online space?
I don't have a specific piece of content, but it was more so like my friends that I used to manage and work with. They were working in the online space at the time, and because I knew who they were as people, it sparked my curiosity because I was like, "Hey, like we all work together. Like, how are you making this work?" And it just really sparked my curiosity. And yeah, I ended up being like, "What are you up to?"
Yeah,
Pretty much, and
that's
just
cool.
asking questions. Yeah.
You've been in the online space for going on to your third year.
Mm-hmm.
How have you found it so far? What would you say have been some of the peaks and some of the low moments that you've had within becoming an entrepreneur?
Peaks for me in this online business, obviously, like the commissions are great. The financial like stretch is like really amazing in terms of like being able to do more than just repeating what you do on a day-to-day basis. Like it gave me more motivation to like actually be able to envision more for myself and my family and what I could do to help support them as well. But the biggest takeaway that I get from being in this space is how much they value me as a person, and just being able to like be myself and not have to put myself inside of a box like how I would in a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how far off the track I was from myself until I came into this space, and questions were being asked about me. Like, what do I want to do? Who do I want to become? And I just couldn't answer it. Like, I really struggled to answer those questions because I'm like, wait, aren't you supposed to tell me what to do? Like, aren't you supposed to tell me who I'm supposed to be, kind of thing? So, my internal journey has been like very wavy because I was like, what do I actually want?
Yeah.
Like, I was really, really confused. But now I feel so much more aligned with myself around how I speak and what I hope to share with my team that I work with, and also just like the people in this online digital space as well. Yeah. So yeah, a bit of a roller coaster ride, but
Okay.
yeah.
So let's talk about your roller coaster ride, because
Yeah.
this is what the reason I wanted to talk to entrepreneurs is because I want them to understand the highs and the lows of entering into this space. So can you give me some examples of some of the lows that you've experienced within this space?
Yep. So since I've been running my online business, I actually lost someone that was like very important to me. And yeah, I lost my nana when I was in my second year. Yeah, going into my second year and being in this business. And I honestly just shut down. Like internally, I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, how am I supposed to show up for my business? Like, all the things. And because, not because of she passed away, but in that moment, I had a decision to make. Like, do I want this to work so I can support my family during this time? Or do I just be sad and somber with everybody else? Like, yes, we're all grieving the loss of our nana, our matriarch of our family. And yeah, it was in that moment I realized, like, cool, showing up isn't just about showing all the good things, it's about showing up and sharing, like, what it means to show up and still be able to be present with your family. Because in that same instance as well, my job at the time, they basically told me that if I didn't cover myself, then I couldn't go and I had to like work. And I was like begging my team at the time as well for anybody. Like I was willing to like pay them to be there, even though they're gonna get paid, just so that I could be present with my family. But yeah, in that moment, I was like, this can't be it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was like a really low moment where I had to like really make a decision for myself. Like, is this something that I want to do? And because I decided yes to this opportunity, I was able to support my mom in ways that I didn't think that I could. Financially, emotionally, just being present for her and just being, because my mom's the oldest of her family as well. So
So this was mum's mum.
mom's mom.
Okay.
Yeah. So as much as she is like a strong woman, I knew deep down inside like she had nobody to lean and stuff. So for me and my sisters, we were those people for her in the backgrounds and behind the scenes and all the things like that. So yeah, like this business and this opportunity, it is hard, but what hard do you want to fight with? Like the hard to be better, or the hard that you have to put up for somebody else dictating what you can and can't do? Yeah.
Agreed. I have to ask you though, because working in a 9 to 5, we can get super distracted
Yep.
from having to manage people as well as manage a store and the operations and so forth. And you did mention just in that moment how your grandmother passed away, and yet you still had to figure out who was going to cover your shifts and so forth. What is one of the main reasons that keep you wanting to push forward with the online space? Is it time? Is it financial stability? Is it just all of the above, and just trying to find a way out of the hustle and the bustle of life?
Mm-hmm. It's all the above, but what has always been the thing for me since the very beginning of entering into the space is time. Because I am a mum, and I was a single mum when I had my son as well. So I invested a lot of time in being the provider for my son. So I missed his first steps. I missed like pinnacle moments of at kindy with him, and like performances and stuff like that. My parents actually like would be present for those things. Like it wasn't me, but I could financially support him at that time. So it's always been time ever since I've been in this space, because it's something I can't get back.
Yeah, agreed. And it's crazy because that's exactly why I do the online spaces, for time. And money is a bonus on top of that. And the money is fantastic once you hit those certain ranks in the business. Life is so short. And, when your nana passed away, what would you say was going through your mind at that time, besides trying to cover your store and grieving, as well as trying to run an online business? What were some of the thoughts in your mind in that time?
A lot of it was anger, because I was so frustrated. I was just like in a position where I couldn't just grieve. And I was literally sitting in my car. I was bawling my eyes out in my car by myself, because my family was already inside the house. My partner wasn't there yet because he was still at work. And yeah, my son was with my mom at the time as well. So before I could even get out of the car and be with them, I was just frustrated. I was so angry. I was frustrated. And yeah, I was just a lot of emotions that I felt like I couldn't process properly in that minute, because I had to sort out my job so I could actually be present for them. Because if I didn't, I would be thinking about
But
that.
you still don't feel 100% present, regardless if you've sorted out your store, because you're still going to get those phone calls because you're the head of the store, regardless. And I think that's probably one of the hardships of being in management. Yeah. And like having to put yourself last when you're carrying a team.
Yeah.
Because that's what I've always done, as being like leading a team. So like, you have to make sure that you're trying to show up with content. But how do you show up with content when you're trying to figure out like team members' personal lives, work life, rosters, everything else that comes with being in retail? How are you trying to figure out that structure of making sure that you're still showing up with some content so people can still see you?
So what I do is, well, thanks to the help of you as well, I actually like try to block out specific times, either every single day or every second day, where I can like batch create in a way, or I just do whatever that feels aligned with me at the time as well. Like there are so many other things that I do in my day that has value that I can share. That's not my 9 to 5. So yes, I do share stuff around my 9 to 5, but there are also the other things, like me going to pick up my son, me going to his performances after school, me taking him to practices and stuff.
Like the purpose of why you want to get out of the hustle and bustle. Yeah, agreed.
There's so much more that I wasn't aware of that I could share, and with my messaging as well. So it's being more aware of the time I do have, and not just being like, oh, I'm busy. Because busy is such a vague word.
Well, like this is cool that you bring that up, because I used to think I was busy, but now that I've been in the online space for some time, I am never too busy to show up to make a future for my family. So that's where I was able to find that like headstrong space for myself. And I can see that you're starting to generate that and move into that space. Are you feeling excited?
I am feeling excited. I feel a lot more aligned in how I show up as well, because I don't feel like it's forced. Because it can sometimes feel forced because you're just trying to keep up. But you don't want your business to feel
Welcome to my life.
day in the life of a content creator in dog mode.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to keep that.
When you first start in the online space, you may feel pressured or forced to like just push out content. And at the same time, you're also trying to find your groove. So you're looking at other people's content and constantly comparing yourself, which is something you probably shouldn't do because you want your content to show you. You don't want it to mimic anybody else's. So yes, you're going to go through that phase where you're like comparing yourself and you're trying to keep up with the trend.
Let's not even talk about phases. I think I tried, like, no lies, probably 10 different ways of making content, and I've finally found alignment going on to my 3rd year. Wow.
But you have to though. Like you actually have to go through those phases.
100%. But like, I want to talk about your inner work. What are some of the things that you have really enjoyed that's made you stronger, mind, body, and soul?
I don't know if enjoy is the best word to describe inner work, but the result of doing inner work is enjoyable. So I am very much someone that I pride myself on being very present with my family. But I also had to realize that sometimes, as much as you love your family, they may not align with your intentions. So there are times where there'll be disagreements and stuff, actual ways of living in like Pacific Māori families. And I used to take that to heart when my family would, be upset with me. Yeah. And then that would shift the way
what
that
would
I would
they be upset about?
Just like my choices, or me saying no. Like I found it really hard to say no.
You still find it hard to say no?
I do. I do still find it hard, especially with my family. Yeah. But I've really been practicing my boundaries. I don't think I had any when it came to my family. I would drop everything
and just go.
Yeah, and just go. And then I would be like this burnt out version of myself by the end of it. For what? And I didn't realize that. Like I was burning myself out to be present.
Do you feel like because you're a pleaser?
Yeah. I was definitely a people pleaser, but I didn't know it and stuff.
But now you're slowly it's not a bad thing to be a people pleaser. I think it's just bad when you don't understand the awareness around what it's doing to you and what you're skipping and what you're putting last.
Yeah. And it was always me last.
Yeah.
Because I thought, if I put everyone else first, that makes me a good person. But at the end of the day, nobody notices that you're putting yourself last. 100%.
But I think that's everybody, right? Like our mums would have been put last.
Yeah.
And then it goes to their kids. Yeah. And then they get put last, and it's just generational curses just going over and over. And so
I had no self-awareness.
Well, where are you right now? Are you first, second, third, fourth? Like where are you on the grid?
I would say like my grid generally looks like me, my family, my business, and then work. Like I always put work last. Like it does have its place in my life that takes a big chunk of my time, but it's not at the forefront. It used to be work first.
Oh, don't worry, me and you both. 100%. Yeah.
So right now, I'm making better efforts to put myself first, even if it's just for an hour.
But I think people need to understand that we're all replaceable.
Yeah.
Regardless.
In the 9 to 5 industry.
100%. Yeah. So, if you're watching this and you're currently in a 9 to 5 and you're trying to figure out, do I want to step into the entrepreneur space? 100% you can so do it. You can have both and you can definitely become successful in both. It's just your mindset has to be really aligned. And I truly believe that. Yeah. What's your point of view on that?
I absolutely agree with it. But in the same breath, you'll never find alignment in a 9 to 5 if it doesn't highlight you. So in this space, it highlights you as a person. So you actually have to become more aware of yourself. Whereas like me as a manager in my retail role, I have to be this person for other people. So therefore I have to be a certain way. I'm not exactly being my whole true self.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I've noticed a lot with people coming into the entrepreneur space is people tend to think that they have to leave their 9 to 5. And it's not the case. Well, for me, I fully came to the conclusion when I understood that you need to do what you need to before you can do what you want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the need to do is you have to still provide for your family, but at the same time, you want to be able to have the freedom eventually to step away from your 9 to 5 and, have those vacations and not think that you have to save so much money. But the online space can give you an actual savings. And that's something that a lot of Pacific and Māori people don't have the advantage of, is having a savings. Because let's be honest, you put away $50 one week, you put it in savings, and then the next week you're using it because you don't have gas, you don't have bread. Being in the online space, you can create all that kind of income and those kind of things.
And that's exactly where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
So as much as I want to retire from the 9 to 5, and that is my ultimate goal, I also understand the privilege of having two sets of income. So
Agreed.
I have my digital online space, and I also have like my 9 to 5 income. And one supports my 9 to 5 income, supports my everyday needs and bills and stuff like that. Whereas my online digital income gets to support my extended family and my parents and
That's
stuff.
good.
I don't live with my parents. So being able to support them, that's where my online digital business comes into play. And also being able to step away if I need to. Like, there is not a time now where if my child gets sick that I will try to find a way to not be there for him. Like, I know for a fact now that I can just be like, cool, ring my boss and be like, sorry, I can't come in. Before, I used to feel really guilty about it, and I used to ask my parents to look after my son when he was sick. But
It's
now I can
crazy,
take
but
that on
don't you think
myself.
it's crazy how people feel guilty about taking sick
Yeah.
days? And I get it, because I'm exactly the same. But I think it's, as well as that, it's work ethic.
Yeah.
Like, just, growing up, watching our parents have to work hard for us. Like, I never saw my parents take a sick day.
Yeah.
My whole entire life. And my parents used to leave home at like 5 in the morning. And they used to have to do like the job. And like, it's cold.
Yeah.
And I used to walk myself to school from primary school, intermediate, and college. And like, sometimes they'd get a pickup, sometimes.
Yeah.
But it was super rare. So, if you are contemplating this online space, you can do both. You can 100% do both. And
I think that's the whole point. Like, you want freedom, but what does that look like for you?
Agreed.
And for some people, having two forms of income provides so much more freedom than having one source of income or just retiring your 9 to 5. Like, yes, retiring your 9 to 5 will give you more time, but then you're back to one income.
you know
Again.
what, though? I don't think I could retire 9 to 5.
Yeah, no. But that's just you.
but, like,
You're
yeah,
such
no.
a people person.
I've thought about it many, many times, and I could probably step away full time and just, really run my business. But I love people.
Yeah,
and I would go crazy if I could.
That's why I'm at her house on a Friday night.
Yes. And I've been so blessed because I've had everybody say yes to me to come through and have these conversations. And you know what it is? It's God's good grace. And that's what I've loved about this online space. And you know that.
Yes.
Is that I found my walk with God really, 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 really well. The best thing I've ever come across. But let's get back to memes. Now, I want to ask you around culture, because I love this, right? And I wanted to talk to you about it. When was the moment that you decided to actually get
My more so I had been sitting on it for like 2 years, pretty much. And I think it was when the last Matatini was here, hosted in Auckland, and I just
So good.
saw all my people like come through and stuff, and I was just seeing like my Māori people be in Auckland and like just seeing it and just like the aura that they carry with it as well. It was just like, man, I want to be like that. Like, how I view them is what I want to do for my babies, pretty much. It was never just for me. It was always for my babies. So my son, my nieces, and just any younger person who had like a fear of it. Because to be honest, when I was younger, I was like, I would never have one. I will never want to get that.
I think a lot of us say never.
Yeah.
Like, I even said I'd never marry a Samoan. I married a Samoan.
And that saying was all out of fear because I'd never thought I was good enough to have one. Like, I didn't know enough Māori. I wasn't Māori enough to be able
what
to
was
wear
the
one.
switch?
The switch was my kids. Like wearing moko kauai isn't just about like how Māori you are. It's about like sharing heritage as well. Like, my moko kauai specifically represents my family. So
now you get to walk with your culture on you.
Yeah.
So your
So
identity is like in there now.
yeah. So I've always felt this on the inside, and it's people just couldn't see it on the outside, and now they can. So it represents my parents, my sisters, and my
So
son
all
and my
the
family.
joints and everything is a representation of everybody within
Yeah.
your immediate family.
Within my immediate family and our heritage. And then the middle part here with the koru facing down, that represents me because I'm the youngest out of my family.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So yeah, for me it was just being that role model for my babies pretty much.
Did you end up doing it with anyone, or you just do it on yourself? Was it just you that
It was just me. So
wow.
my parents actually didn't know. So I had organized that with a specific tattoo artist that I had been following for a long, long time, like almost a decade.
Wow.
So I knew in my heart that she was going to be the one that would do this for me, and it just so happened that the date that she had available actually fell on my dad's 70th birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we booked that in. I told my parents I was picking them up for lunch. And then we drove to the tattoo artist the studio, and my family was there. So my sisters and my nieces.
And what was the vibe?
They were just confused at first, but it was a very emotional.
Did you film it?
Session. Bits and pieces of it, yes. Obviously I had to be like give my phone to my niece or something like that. But yeah, it was very emotional for my parents. Because they never thought that they would be alive to see the day come.
And what first? Are you the first one out of your siblings to get it done? Yeah. Wow, yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't necessarily for me. It was for my babies, and it was for my mom and dad, pretty much. Yeah. So yeah, very emotional time. Like I cried the whole way through, but good tears. Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, and now I get to wear them on me 24/7. They're what everybody sees as well, and yeah, I'm just like that's me.
What was the pain like?
It wasn't bad.
Okay.
That like the sorest part was probably my lip.
Yeah, well, like because some people get
Along
it.
the lip.
Some people get their lips colored.
Yeah.
And I saw this chick on TikTok. She got it colored, and they were swollen as. I was like, oh.
Yeah, and that was a thought, but then I also thought about myself in that moment too, being like, actually, I probably ain't ready for that part yet because I still want to be me. And me likes to wear makeup every now and then.
Yes.
So I still want to have
because you can
my
get lippy color.
yeah. So I was like, I still want to kind of be me. I don't want to fully strip myself.
Are you starting to find your space within the online space, and then as well as your 9 to 5?
Mhm.
What are some of the things that you like to do outside of just all of that for yourself?
For myself, at the moment, like my fitness journey. So
talk about it.
my fitness journey, or like going to the gym, like that has become something that's really important to me. It's the time where I get to like not be a mom, I'm not a manager, I'm not a partner, I am just me, and I get to like put in work for myself, even if it's an hour a day. Like that's something that's for me solely, and I love that now because I never had something that was just for me. Like yeah, you can get your hair done and your nails done and stuff. I love to get my hair done, but I also like doing my own hair, so like I'm a bit of a tutu in that way. But yeah, so at the moment for me, on Monday, I am going to be starting my 75 soft journey. And the purpose behind it is to have a sustainable challenge that will implement it into my everyday life. So I know like people I've told, they've been like, why don't you just do 75 hard? And I'm like,
each to their own.
Yeah. But for me, it's more of like
consistency and showing up.
Yeah. And just implementing it into my life like it's a lifestyle, because I want this to be a lifestyle. I don't want it to be something that's a challenge and stuff. And funnily enough, if I start on Monday, it ends on my birthday. So yeah.
Something to celebrate.
Yeah, something to celebrate, and also be able to like be more sustainable and doing healthier eating and stuff. I'm not trying to like be a muscle physique builder person. I just want more
just to feel fit and healthy.
Yeah, in my everyday life, and I want it to be sustainable.
I'm the same. Like I like train and stuff, but I never weigh myself. It's just for my mental health. Yeah, that's why I do it. I don't do it for anything else. But it's definitely a plus to make you feel better. In terms of like how you look. Because we all want to feel good, look good, show up good.
If I get some muscles, I'll let you know.
Some abs. I'll just stick to my family pack. But grateful that I'm healthy and strong. And
I do need a stronger core, but I'm not aiming for abs.
All right, awesome. So you talk about being a mum. What is some of the favorite things that you love about being a mum?
Where do I start?
Dude, you can go crazy, because I think it's important for people to understand that there's so many whys, but then there's so many reasons as well.
So for me, I was actually a young mum. So I had my son when I was 19. So my favorite thing right now, because he's 14 at the moment, is that like,
You grow together.
yeah, we pretty much grew up together. I love that about us. Like, I'm not too old to not understand what he's going through, but then I'm not too young to be seen as just a friend. Like, he still knows that is like my favorite part, just seeing like us grow together and just be two individual people, but like still I'm mum and he is son, and like we have this really good connection, open relationship when it comes to conversations. I'm not the type of mom that wants like to raise a tough gun son. Like, I create space for him to be vulnerable, and I want him to feel safe in those spaces. And now that he's becoming a teenager, I can see those spaces being so much more beneficial to his life right now, and that's what I wanted. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that part of being a mom. Mornings to go to school, oh, not so much, but and respecting bedtimes, that's a different story.
Yeah, that feels like 50 years ago, man, because all my kids are in their 20s. But I loved that stage. I loved the ball stage. I loved going to.
I'm already thinking about
Oh,
it.
dude, it's so much
Like,
fun.
he's only year 9.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun. Like, I got to host all of the pre-balls. Of course I did. But those moments won't last forever.
Yeah.
And when you have a second income as well, like where you're hitting, by the time he's in that space, like your online business will be thriving. Super exciting. So that you can do so much more. And you have, like, what does partner get up to? What do you guys like to do together? Because she just put up some content where she was tinting her windows for a car, which I thought was really cool. But what are some of the things that you guys like to do together that you do? Yeah.
We're not that fancy, but I just really enjoy just like being together and just being present. So not the type that's like sitting in front of a TV watching a movie. Like, I love us just going to the flea market, and I like us when we
Simplicity, still like not expensive, but still stuff you can do together.
Yeah, stuff that we can do together. And like, sometimes he will teach me things about my car, which was the latest learning has been how to retint all my windows, because for years they have peeled. And I've been waiting patiently to do them, and then the time came, and I really enjoy that kind of stuff.
You did it really well. Go watch your content. It was awesome. I watched yours.
I'm so proud
of
my
very
windows.
professional. Very professional.
I was like, heat gun.
Dude, it was cool. I was vibing. I was vibing it. I was like, this is freaking cool content.
Yeah, it was real fun.
I love that. So, like, where do you see yourself in the next, let's go short term, in the next 6 to 12 months?
In terms
of your online business as well as your personal life.
Okay. So in my personal life over the next 12 months, I want to be so absolutely like engulfed in my fitness journey and just being happy in my own mental state as well, and being able to be the person that other people actually need me to be. So be the person that my son needs me to be, my partner needs me to be, my parents need to be, but also making
and
sure
who
I look
you need to be.
Yeah, and also making sure that I am the person that I need myself to be as well. And just having that as like the sole core of my life. And then for the business, I am aiming to hit 6A, which is a rank within our business, within the next 12 months. So yeah, that requires a lot of shifting, but also
a lot of shifting.
Yeah, a lot of shifting internally, externally. But I've never like phased from a challenge. Like, I actually really love this, so I'm excited for it. Yeah,
awesome. Wow, that's really exciting. There's so much to look forward to, but we're going to have to do a part 2. We will come back in a couple of months and see where Meemaa's at from that point on, because at the moment I feel like you're just like starting to emerge into your online space. So it'll be cool to talk about like where you're at halfway through the 6A race.
So this is the before.
Correct. This is the before.
And then you'll see in between.
And then you get to see the ends.
The new highs and lows.
100%, which is really exciting. And this is why we do what we do, is because I want to be able to have people like Meemaa come on and share their story, so that you have the ability to understand that anything is possible when you truly believe in yourself and in those around you.
Yeah. And just decide, like, make a decision. So before this space, I was very indecisive. It took me 2 years before I said
That's
yes.
crazy.
Yeah, because I was like airy fairy about this and that, and like things weren't working, so I just gave up and stuff. But since being in this space, if you just make a decision, stick to it, and go for it, it comes out right
100%.
and stuff. But yeah, I also understand on the other end that it's really hard to make a decision. But yeah, the practice has to happen. Like
Yeah.
the action needs to happen in order for it to actually come into fruition, which is what's happening with me right now.
Would you say that this jumping into the online space has made you a better person?
Individually, as an individual, yes, absolutely. Because I don't think my job would have been the kind of exposure that made me return back to me. I would have just constantly been trying to be the person, being aware of myself. Like I don't, yeah, like I said earlier, I didn't realize how far off the track from myself I was until I came into the space and realized, okay, my values and my job definitely don't align. That doesn't mean I hate my job. I still love my job because I get to work with people every day, and that's something I'm really passionate about. But yeah, it was really hard to be me, and it was really hard to align my values as well. Yeah.
I love that. So now that we're gonna sign off. All right, we're gonna sign off now. So you be a good boy. All right, Mims. What do you want to say to those that are sitting on the sideline, contemplating doing exactly what you did, and it took you 2 years to jump into the space? What do you have to say to them?
I would say just ask the question. Like, if it sparks your curiosity, there is a reason why you're curious about it. You know, deep down inside, that you know that you are worthy of more and you're capable of doing more. You just don't know where to go from here, pretty much. So, if something has caught your eye, you've seen some content that's like, I can do that, ask them. Yeah, definitely reach out and ask the question, because at the end of the day, we're still people. Like the people behind the screens and stuff, we're still like
As
everyday people.
human as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've been there. Well, if you've watched this, you know that we've been there.
100%. Scroll back to when we first started. You'll start laughing at exactly where we started, but at least we started.
Yeah. And that's all you need to do. Once you start, then everything else just comes into motion from there. But you can't really go anywhere if you don't just take action and put yourself out there for it as well.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of I Am Me with A&P. Thank you to the Sis Meemaa for coming through, and you guys will see her again. And if you want to jump onto her Instagram, you'll be able to see her through there. I'll put the links below. But besides that, like I always sign off, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. And I will see you on the daily. Toa whāsui fua.
Ka kite.